Hey, what is up, everyone? It's Zach, aka Kate's39 here, bringing you another NBA DFS slate. I'm gonna go back to the normal main game slate. We already have some news, which is nice. Probably gonna get some more. But for the most part, the value plays I think are pretty set up pretty nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this one. I'm gonna do a little different. Look at box scores. This first game, or the first team we're looking at is the Chicago Bulls. They don't have Zach LaVine, so we're gonna look at here, and that's 35 to 40 minutes on a normal basis that we have freed up. Now they're gonna be able to do this like a few different ways. I think the most likely way is that they start Troy Brown Jr. Um, if you look at his last couple games, 14 minutes last game, 26 the game before, 22 the game before. We know from the history as on the Washington Wizards that he is a really good DFS player, especially when given the opportunity. And he's going to get a great opportunity here today. There's a chance Kobe White starts, and if he does, I would love him as well. But I'm leaning towards Troy Brown Jr. Um, because I don't know how well Thomas Satoransky and Kobe White can play together. Um, but if Troy Brown Jr. starts, he's going to be massive chalk, and that's a chalk play that I am not going to fade. I also think that like everyone's going to get a boost. Zach LaVine has been awesome. Everyone knows. Um, well, that just happened. Um, but that's a lot of scoring they got to make up. A lot of usage. Like Vucevic, even though he's expensive today, I think he's a really solid play. They're gonna need him. Like they're gonna try to fight for that playing game. Um, maybe they rack it up early, but I think that they're gonna. I don't know why he keeps playing. Um, but I think that they're gonna go hard to try to make this playing game because they do have a pretty decent team that I think they could win a playing game if Zach Levine's able to come back healthy. We all know maybe that won't be the case, but um, I think Troy Brown Jr. is an awesome play. Next, we go to my least favorite team, the Toronto Raptors. They've been a pain all year. But we know today that they don't have Pascal Siakam, OG, Kyle Lowry, Gary Trent Jr. Um, so there is a lot of value that should open up here. I think my favorite play is going to be Fred VanVleet. He's supposed to return today. I'm a little nervous about a minute limit, but I don't think we'll see one. And I think he could play up to 40 minutes, honestly, unless he gets a little sore. But I'm leaning towards a big minute game. I also like Ken Birch, not as much, but like those are the two guys I'm really looking at from them. Assuming they don't throw out some weird starters like Rodney Hood or something. Um, but Malachi Flynn, I don't like as much. Like I think he's fine. But with Fred VanVleet there, I'm expecting him to run the show, kinda. And Flynn's price is up a little bit. But they do play the Orlando Magic, so I'm not really worried about a blowout. Like both teams are gonna be pretty bad here. Um, I do think Boucher's in play. Like I don't think he's gonna like his price is a little expensive, and there's a lot of center options. That's the only reason I'm leaning to not playing him. But I think he's fine. That's the same thing with Ken Birch. I think there's better center value plays, including Jokic, who's not a value play, but I think he's probably the top player on the slate. Him or Vucevic, I think, and I think that like I'm probably playing one of them unless this like so I'll go to the next center piece that I really like. Um, so as Mason Plumlee has been ruled out. Let me make sure that hasn't changed. Um, yeah, Mason Plumlee's out. We've all seen what Isaiah Stewart can do when he gets the minutes. He's still priced cheap enough where I don't mind it. Um, that's a 33 minutes, 16-13 for just a solid player. He's a really good offensive rebounder. Um, so it does make me like him more as like that's how he creates his offense. He gets a good matchup here against OKC where he turns the ball over a lot and he is a guy that will hustle and get you blocks and steals. Um, so yeah, it's gonna probably be tough to fade him. I think like there could like I'd prefer like if you're picking a punt play, Isaiah or Troy Brown Jr. I'd definitely prefer if he's a starting over Stewart. But there's a very good chance that both these guys make my lineup today. Um, and the final team I want to talk about is the Hornets. I'm going to look at the game that they're missing Terry Rozier as Devontae Graham's out today. I think that Terry Rozier gets more than this 31 that Devontae Graham has, as he's been closer to like 40 minutes a lot this year, especially as of late. Um, but this is what they went. Brad Wanamaker is also questionable, but I think he's projected to play. I think Brad Wanamaker is a very solid play. Could see him. I don't know if he start. Like everyone expected him to start last time, but it made sense that he didn't, as he's more like him and Devontae Graham are both like more pure point guards. Even though Devontae Graham is a score first point guard, but he handles the ball a lot. Terry Rozier is no, he likes to play off the ball. He's really good at it. He can play on the ball. Um, so there is a chance that they just start him at the point guard. Um, but I kind of think that Brad Wanamaker starts instead of uh, over Caleb Martin. I mix them up all the time. Um, I, honestly, whoever starts between them, I really like, as they'll be probably playing as the primary ball handler. I really like Terry Rozier as well. Um, but I think that Jalen McDaniels is in play. His price is a little getting up there, but like if he's gonna play this 40 minutes, like it's hard to argue him. But the two guys I'm looking at are Caleb Martin and Brad Wanamaker. We saw Caleb Martin put up a monster game last time. Don't really expect 10 rebounds again, but it's definitely in play. As we saw, 5 assists. Um, so whoever starts between the two, like honestly, Caleb Martin would be the preferred starter because you get small forwards, always one of the tougher positions in DraftKings, and he's like 3.5K or 3.6K, and that you can just exit that position off and play him. Um, so yeah, those are my favorite plays here today. A lot of value. So like I mentioned a couple studs already at center. You're gonna be able to play multiple studs here, which is always fun on slates, even if it does bring some really chalky guys. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Later.